A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon deep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the divine dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation.
Welcome to Watkins, Glen. It is time to go chase racing. Round number 2 is live from the road course of all road courses in the NASCAR universe. Welcome to upstate New York, round 2 of 5 for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series Chase. Welcome back to Turn 200's coverage of some great truck racing here on a Thursday night. It is a very missized Tommy Cook and Joshua Motichek. There we go. Little drag action there. Partner, welcome back. A very fun race last Thursday night at IRP. I'm sure some drivers are looking to recover after what was a wild night, and a few drivers looking to expand on what they started in this chase run.
Yeah, definitely. One race in, chase points are still super, super close. Lots can happen. Definitely everyone's still in it to win it here.
Definitely. Let's take a look at those standings as we enter competition tonight. Dakota Floyd will be the man on the top of the heap here, just by one marker, and you would think the week that Scott Patton had, all the disappointment of being the dominator of last week's race and barely finishing in the top 10, that he'd be a little bit further down, but he's only 1 point out of the lead coming into a track that he won at last season, so Patton might be okay if he can execute here tonight. Heath Smith, the winner from last week, third in the standings. Rod Mitt and Matt Sisler right back in that familiar P5 position for him. Justin Michael Wade down there in ninth. We don't know if he's actually going to run for the full chip anyways, but that is still a bit of a shock to see. Headed into a race that's kind of up in the air here tonight. It's the road course that everybody knows best. I mean, what sticks out to you here looking at the full points standings here?
I mean, really nothing. Like, all these guys who made the chase this season, I mean, they're all great drivers. In and out, any track we go to, you can bank to see any of these 12 up at the front. So, I mean, it really is all down to the wire. I mean, road courses really shake things up. Like you mentioned, Patton, the winner here in previous seasons, definitely going to be one to watch. I know James Lehman is fast on road courses, Dakota Floyd. All your usuals to be fast are going to be fast here tonight. So it's going to be a blast to watch these guys battle it out for chase race number 2.
Absolutely. As we've still got a couple of minutes before we get rolling here at Watkins Glen. I'm not 100% sure how many drivers we've actually got here with us this evening. It's going to be close to 30. A couple of late entries, including Andrew Schulte, who is out on the track. It's been a few weeks since we've seen the first revival champion of the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Schulte, a multi-time road course race winner. This ought to be a good lap across the stripe. Schulte will jump up to 11th. So he'll be looking to go a little bit quicker. You mentioned James Lehman being fast on the road courses. He was fastest in practice. He is fastest provisionally in qualifying right now as Justin Michael absolutely sails it into the catch fence in turn number 1. His qualifying run is over, and he will go P5. First time we ever saw him on the channel. He won here at Watkins Glen in Truck 200. So he'll look to continue that beat here tonight. But we'll have to do it from outside the front 2 rows if he's going to get it done. As we continue to watch Andrew Schulte. Last week's race winner, Heath Smith, just put up his final qualifying lap. He is provisionally 14th on the starting grid. Riding with the Schulte as he is drifting and he is spinning. That is not going to be the lap that Schulte was looking for here. And as of right now, he is the only driver on track. Quite a handful of drivers have elected not to make a qualifying run, and they are just going to have to start wherever the sim tells them to start. But qualifying is wrapped up. We are ready to go. It's going to be a longer one than we're accustomed to here on the road course. 62 laps here tonight. It's about 151 miles around Watkins Glen. James Lehman on pole. Scott Patton, the defending Watkins Glen winner here in Max V, and led the most laps last week, finish in P7. He'll be looking for a much better finish here this evening. Dakota Floyd and Matthew Montalban, quite a great qualifying run for driver 21. He starts in 4th. Justin Michael rounds out your top 5 starters with Justin Ritchie to his outside in 6th. Row number 4 is Tyler Hesseling in the 43 on the inside. He had a great run at Lime Rock Park a couple of weeks ago. He will start to the inside. The reigning series champion Greg Mall way down in the standings after an early exit from last week's race. He will start in 8th. Looking for a bounce back. Rod Mitten in the 9th spot. It is Ryan Nardone who will round out the top 10. Matt Sisler and Nathan Carroll on row number 6. Row number 7 is Andrew Schultz on the inside and Mike Milfelt Jr. there on the outside in the 155. Heath Smith, Riley Laverne on row number 8. It is Joshua Fracker and podium finisher Jack Watts. Looks to be one of the last drivers to post a qualifying time here in the 18th position. Wally Terheimer, Rob Haynes will round out your top 20 starters. Billy Bumgarner in 21st. Will Kirk, another early exit, another big hole to dig out of here in terms of the playoffs. He will start way down in the 22nd position. Matt Rodolasso in 23rd. Trent Drum will be on the outside of row number 12. Jordan East, Brad Slagle on row 13. Michael Van, Chris Voiles, and Chris Braley. 29 drivers around Watkins Glen as they get ready to roll off the starting grid and make their warm-up lap around this 2.45 7-turn road course, famed and fabled and feared all the same. Watkins Glen, one of the great racing venues in all of NASCAR. And we bring in one of the best color commentators that there is on iRacing currently. It's Mr. Joshua Motichek, and he's got all the tips and tricks and things to watch out for here ahead of 62 laps here this evening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we're talking about watching out, firsthand. Watch out for that guy in front of you as you break down into turn 1. It is tricky. Braking points are non-existent when you're that close, so definitely keep an eye out for a little bit of bumping and banging as we roll down into turn 1. Your typical Max V information for race day: 3 extra sets of tires, no fast repairs. Incident limits do stand, so be wary of those off-track excursions through the bus stop, getting wide on the exit of turn 1. A couple spots where you can get off tracks pretty easily. 70% fuel should put the fuel window probably around lap 30 or so, if I had to take a guess. 62 laps is the full distance. There will be 1 caution. It will be for the stage break at the end of lap 16. So the only caution we have being the stage break. Watch out for those pileups.
Yeah, and that is something we got clarified from race control before we started. We see sometimes once in a blue moon on a road course, the caution being thrown for the mother of all messes. And we were told even if that happens, we're running it out. Only caution tonight will be on lap 16.
Yeah, there's a couple of tighter spots on this track. You know, the uphill S's through turns 2, 3, and 4, and down the straight to the bus stop is pretty tight. And then right through here also gets pretty tight as you go through there into the last 2 corners on track. So definitely be wary for a couple drivers to get a little bit tight through those areas.
62 laps on the way. The drivers of the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series, James Lehman and Scott Patton on the front row. The dash down the hill to the right-hander in turn number 1 is underway. Chase round 2 for Max V.
It's a good even getaway. Lehman having the inside. There's a bump from Hessling. Oh, tight 3 wide further back. Schultz, Mall, and Sisler.
Up the hill into the S's. Scott Patton is a little bit wider than you want to be, but he gets a good run into the left. Now back to the right. We'll tuck in right behind Dakota Floyd, and Floyd is up to second. Patton back 1 to third. And Lehman leads the way into the bus stop.
Patton looking to that inside. Not the place to make the move. Gets a little squirrely through the bus stop. Everyone clean so far.
Maybe just trying to cover off the move that he thought may have been coming from Matt Montalbald, who rides there in the 4th position. You're right, pretty orderly start here through the field. You may wonder where Justin Michael is in this lineup. He must have had a penalty to serve from last week. He had to drop to the tail on the pace lap. See his name for a few laps anyway. He's already up to 19th from the 29th starting position as lap 1 goes to James Lehman.
Not sure what happened further back. Rob Haynes and Michael Van are both well behind the field. Oh, we got one in the wall. It's Chris Braley.
Oh, Braley.
Right at the entry of pit road.
Problems for Braley. And problems for Greg Mull as well, up the hill into the S's. He's just sort of stuck there until traffic goes through. That is going to move him from a top 10 points position in the stage all the way down to 26th, and this car is not in motion yet. Take a look at this one. He's battling side by side with Matt Sisler, and there may very well have been a little light contact between the two. It's not going to take much here. Still on relatively cold tires to set this truck around.
Yeah, that is all it takes through the S's. I mean, you're basically drifting up through there.
Oh, Scott Patton is really loose there out of the final turn.
Hessling and Montenbolt side by side down into one.
Is Hessling into driver's right. And he will take the spot away from Montenbolt. Tyler had a great run at Lime Rock Park a couple of weeks ago. Was doing pretty well last week at IRP, as well as we've just had a problem with Will Kirk in turn number 1. Looks like he's kept it out of the barriers, but that will drop him outside of the top 20. We'll go back now to what is 3 wide into the bus stop. Andrew Schulte trying to take it up the middle, and he will roll out of it. Montalbot and Ritchie, though, still side by side here, and that is tricky to pull off in the bus stop. And Schulte gonna push the issue here, take it 3 wide back to the inside now.
Man, what a crossover from Schulte.
I mean, you think Schulte isn't a little bit harder on the gas than he would like to be to make up for this qualifying run that he just had?
Yeah, he's definitely making the moves, setting up and waiting and being in position when he needs to be. Ritchie and Montalbot still battling through this final corner.
Schulte, 2 road course wins in the Max V CNC Home Design Truck Series, and he is showing off his prowess here very early, up to 5th, +8 from the drop of the green. Montalbot, Ritchie, and now Rod Mitten are all right here together as problems continuing for Will Kirk. I think he's just sent it back to the pits, and hopefully that is not going to be the end of his night. We'll take a look at that here in a second as soon as this gets sorted out through the S's.
Very tight S's. Oh, a little tap.
Oh, little contact there. Ritchie still trying to bring it onto the track. He's going to tag Matt Sisseler. He will back it into the barriers. He will have damage. Ritchie also off the track here. I think going to potentially yield to Sisseler there as they did not. Ritchie did not mean to make that contact, it would seem, and that's certainly what it looked like there after getting out of shape into the bus stop. Let's take a look at this one first. Ritchie cutting through the grass there, but he is doing his best to keep it. I think that's a case of they might have eventually made contact anyway, but certainly I think Netcode set that one in motion. But Ritchie was already moving that direction. He's doing his best to keep it to the right side there, but unfortunately Sisseler is going to be the one to pay for that. And he will bring it to pit road here early. Now, as long as the damage isn't unaffixable here for the 93 truck, he does have the stage coming up here in a little over 10 laps time. He should be able to stay on the lead lap, or at least manipulate his damage repair to be able to stay on the lead lap. So hopefully he can do what he did last week and make a ginormous recovery run back up through the field after having to serve a penalty that put him multiple laps down. You're not missing anything at the front of the field right now. James Lehman a 1-second lead over Dakota Floyd. Scott Patton still in 3rd. Tyler Hesseling in 4th. And Andrew Schulte rounds out the top 5. Matt Sisseler is back out on the track. Hello to everybody that's hanging out with us. We got the Moticheks. And I think Miss Mississippi is a bit redundant, if you ask me, as we watch Justin Michael have to track it all the way to the right side wall there down the front straightaway to make a save out of the final turn. Hello to Bailey, hello to Robin, hello to Michelle Kirk. We'll dial up what happened to Will Kirk here in just a moment. And hello to Charlie Widener, who is not hanging out with us on the track, but is hanging out with us in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully we got you for the rest of the night. And Will Kirk already crashing at this point. Oh, dipped the right side tires into the grass right as he went to touch the brakes. And that one hurts for sure.
The grass is unforgiving.
Parker Donaldson says, find the gas, Nathan Carroll. Carroll riding in 13th. He's got a little pocket to operate in here. He's just up the road there, side by side. Mike Milfelt gonna lose 1. Might lose 2 as Justin Michael is through.
Justin Michael having to go to the rear. Is up now to 11th.
Yeah, he is mighty fast. In the points here with a pass on Matt Rodolasso if he can pull it off. 10 laps to go in the stage. Our only caution of the night.
Matt Sisler now with that damage being taken a lap down.
So his hope now is going to be that he will stay in the lucky dog position. Certainly, if you have to stay out, take the wave around here, you can, but it's going to put him in somewhat of a hole. Even with him already coming down pit road, he may come back down. Since he's already a lap down, hopefully this is not him throwing in the towel for the night. But, I mean, you can attest, you made a little contact with John Kay in the Watkins gun race here a couple of weeks ago. This truck does not handle the aero damage very well here. Just a little bit of a wrinkle here and there can really affect the performance.
It really does not handle it well at all. I mean, you know, it almost feels like a super speedway truck when you get a little bit of spoiler damage, a little bit of fender damage. I mean, it just hinders this truck's ability to make the corners and to stick. The little bit of right front nose damage that I had just completely diminished the truck from turning right. So I mean, it's unfortunate that was that, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
Oh, he hit Smith and Matt Rodolasso! And Smith into the barriers hard. And that is going to be the end of his race, no doubt, as he got tangled up there with Matt Rodolasso. We just watching a replay there with Chris Boyles. This is Rodolasso trying to make this move. Smith, I don't think was expecting him to be there, moved over to the right. Rodolasso was there. I mean, that's tough sledding to try and get your nose in at that particular spot.
Yeah, going side by side into the bus stop is just such a tight spot to go. I mean, it's hard to even make it by yourself cleanly. So much bouncing involved going over the curbs left and right.
Andrew Schulte, I mean, you can see him working this wheel. You can hear the throttle manipulation. That is the rear tires just kind of seesawing back and forth underneath this truck. I mean, that is how you have to work it up the hill through the S's. He's making good time on Tyler Hessling, though. He's caught him to inside of a second now.
Yeah, inside a second for Schulte and Hessling. What is not inside a second is the gap from Floyd to Lehman for the lead. Just at 2 seconds now for Lehman.
Yeah, Lehman has continued to extend this gap. Floyd has been able to pull away from Scott Patton quite nicely as well. And Hessling dropping back pretty quickly to Andrew Schulte, or rather I should say Schulte, finding his way to Tyler Hessling rather quickly. Using some pretty daring moves to do that. Should point out as well, Matt Rodolasso, after the incident there with Heath Smith, came down pit road and has not left yet. So he may have looked at the call up there as well. So currently we've got 23 drivers out on track. Matt Sisler has not rejoined this race after coming back down pit road either. Them, I think, are on the lead lap right now. As Justin Michael through on Ryan Nardone. So move Michael up to 8th. Nardone is back to 9th. Mike Milfelt right now hanging on to 1 point.
Every point matters.
Trying to close in on Nathan Carroll. First two on the outside looking in for stage points. Carroll with a little wobble there out of the final turn.
Yeah, you know, as you're closing on a road course, it gets harder. You know, once you get within a second, it really becomes difficult to find your braking points correctly and your turn-in points, because, I mean, you're watching the truck in front of you, and there's so many more turn-in and braking points than on, say, an oval track. For me personally, it just gets difficult to follow that close. You almost have to wait for a mistake and close all that gap all at once.
You talk about a gap closed there. That was 3 truck lengths down to a front bumper to rear bumper. Laverne outbreaking Carroll into the bus stop. That's the lap truck of Chris Braley in front of them. They should be able to catch him in a good spot here down the straightaway.
Laverne thought about looking to the inside there, not close enough.
And to your point, this is the track, we always say it, or I always say it anyway, Watkins Glen is the track that most NASCAR iRacers are the most familiar with. So if there was any race that they were going to be able to race the racetrack, or not race the racetrack, but to race their competitors, it would be this one. But certainly that doesn't make it any easier when you get into this little bubble here and have to try and make the pass.
Yeah, definitely. Racing the racetrack is one thing, but you get this close and where you're at on track goes out the window. Oh, Laverne, hang on to it. What a save.
We had just gone up the road to watch Justin Michael make a pass on Ron Minton in the bus stop, so missed that one. But Laverne is right back on it, undeterred after a little slip up there out of the S's. But, one other driver that is back on their horse a little bit is Scott Patton. He's been able to reel in this gap up to Dakota Floyd just a bit now, 0.8 of a second between the two. To Laverne in his quest for 11th. This is the closest pairing on track for position currently, half a second. As Justin Ritchie now coming down pit road after he tangled with Matt Sisler inside the top 5 a couple of laps ago. So, he's looking to play a little strategy here and get some damage fixed on the double O. Riding with Nathan Carroll, looking back at Riley Laverne into the bus stop. Watch Laverne close up. He's got a lot of confidence here entering the bus stop.
Carroll with a little bit better exit.
Man, that looks so great. I know. Last night, we were kind of ragging on iRacing a little bit for somewhat of a botched rollout of this new season update, but man, they've been doing great stuff in the last, really 3 or 4 seasons, so I guess the last calendar year. I mean, it's just been banger after banger, and this stuff, as they continue to refresh NASCAR tracks and NASCAR trucks, it looks fantastic. Justin Michael is looking to jump stage here as well. He is down pit road.
Yeah, so Michael sacrificing stage points to possibly get maximum end of race points here. Jordan Neese is also into pit road.
Fuel window is 25 to 30 laps. We should be restarting this race on lap 18 if all goes according to plan after the stage break here in a few laps. So, I mean, we have to start working frontwards and backwards and sideways on the numbers. Numbers, of course, not really my thing. That's why I'm the other guy. Not doing the math. It'll all get sorted out in the wash here, I'm sure, especially once we find out who else is going to be coming down pit road here in the next lap. Or if indeed the pits might be closed on this lap regardless. But what this does do for Riley Laverne is it gives him a little bit more of a carrot dangling in front of him. Nathan Carroll is now for a stage point. Neither of these drivers in the chase, of course. But, you know, they came into the league about the same time. Kind of are looking for drivers that you're around in the points to compare yourself to. This would be a good way to get one up on Nathan Carroll.
Yeah, definitely. As much as you try not to push those chase guys too hard, it's still racing, and it still feels good to be racing that close with the guys who can make the chase.
And if you can make this pass here, it's one less driver you have to pass on the restart, or try to pass on pit road.
Yeah, every position counts, especially at a road course. A lot more going on.
We'll take a peek back at the front really quick here as we're on the final lap for the stage. Dakota Floyd is still holding off Scott Patton here, 7/10 of a second between them. Brad Slagle, Rob Haynes battling for 14th. These two battles really is about all we've got. It's done and dusted at the front as long as he can keep it underneath of him. 3 seconds up the road. There's James Lehman, 2 turns away from a stage win. Floyd will be able to hang on to second. So we were just talking about the battle with Brad Slagle. He has crashed across the stripe. James Lehman is going to win the stage here at the Glen. Dakota Floyd, Scott Patton, Tyler Hesseling, and Andrew Schultz at the top 5. Matthew Montalban in 6th, Rod Mitten in 7th, Ryan Nardone will be at 8th, Mike Milfeld in 9th, and Nathan Carroll will round out the top 10. Got a couple things to look at now all of a sudden. Just mentioning Brad Slagle and Rob Haynes battling for a position. This is headed down the hill into turn number 1. And Slagle maybe just a little bit of wheel hop there, downshifted a little quickly into second gear, and that thing came out from underneath of him. No harm, no foul. Wasn't for stage points or anything, and he only lost 1 position on track as well. You see an off track here for Riley Laverne, who was really trying to get after it there in the bus stop. I mean, Laverne's offense has been based all around that bus stop. He is really doing a great job there under braking. Tried to get a little bit too much that time. But again, no harm, no foul. Still will finish in the 11th position. In the stage. So this will open up the pits. And I would imagine Justin Michael will be the race leader here. He's about to come down. Well, he hasn't been able to come down yet. He just crossed the stripe. This is the field coming down essentially the back straightaway. Michael should be able to catch up to the tail end of the pack by the time they get to pit road.
A little bit of quick math going down. Equal stage should put you pitting around lap 40, 41, 42. That gives you about a 22 lap stage on either side. So, I mean, that's ideal. Depends on how your tires come in, how you can, keep fuel. So, going to be interesting to see how the guys who have already pitted fare out with a little bit longer. Oh, we're bumper to bumper into pit road.
Well, concertina effect there. Oh, well, both of those pit lane cameras suck, so we won't use those. Always test all the cameras before you come on air, kids. That's my tip of the day. I did not try out the pit lane cameras before I just cut to them, and they didn't show a darn thing. But here we go. Justin Michael, Justin Ritchie, both still out on the track, and they will come out first and second. A little bit of a strategy game here. Here comes Andrew Schultz out quite early.
Oh, Floyd got the jump on Patton.
Yes, he did. James Lehman first out, then it's Floyd, then Patton. Schultz will hop over Tyler Hesseling. Here comes out fifth, Matt Montalban, Ryan Nardone, Rod Mitten, Mike Milfeld, Nathan Carroll. Almost exactly how they came in. A couple of swapperoos in there. And that's never a good sign. Riley Laverne letting people by. May have been a little bit too fast on pit exit there. That's a no-no. That'll be to the tail of the field for driver 90. So what does this mean now for Justin Michael? I mean, I will say he's got a bunch of drivers with fresher tires behind him, but I think the thing that's working in his favor probably is that he's Justin Michael.
I mean, that's a good excuse.
Now, for Justin Ritchie, to be fair, he was running in the top 5 when he made contact there with Matt Sisler. I would imagine he probably has some damage on this 00 truck. He may have been able to fix under green conditions, but it's not like he was struggling for pace all that much. But he will be on older tires compared to some of the other drivers here. This other driver that's at the front of this line is Jordan Neese. Neese also elected to pit under green before the stage, but he did end up going a lap down. He did not get the lucky dog, so this is him staying out to take the waiver out. So not only will he not be able to come down pit road, but he'll also be all the way at the tail of this field. Scott Patton is coming back down pit road. Very interesting. He must know something that we don't. You calling it splitting it 22 laps up the middle here. Is that too close for comfort? I thought we were going to be plenty good to do that, but this would tell me maybe not. Unless Patton's got something else going on. He's the only one down pit road. And it is a quick stop and go, whatever the case may be. That's a bit surprising. And if that doesn't set off some alarm bells for some of the fellow competitors here, I'm not sure what will. I mean, it's not like you've got to come down and make sure your lug nuts are tight. All that is taken care of. So I'm not quite sure what just happened.
I'm not sure either.
Well, we'll find out one way or another. As we think we're good on one more stop, but we'll see. A look at things to come here on the channel. Of course, Venom Truck Series is now done for a couple of months. We'll be back August 5th at Daytona for the Rocket Man Memorial 85 for season number 10. But in the meantime, next Monday night, it is the Ghost Squadron from the Super Series from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the F1 Montreal track. Wednesday night, the SRL Sports Car Championship will be live from... Oh boy, I even said it last night and I do not remember where we are. Regardless, that'll be 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, like usual. And I know Max V is at Richmond next week, so we'll be excited for that one. The usual 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time next Thursday night. Lap 20 on the restart. Justin Michael, Justin Ritchie, both on older tires compared to the folks behind him. The green flag is back out, and it's going to stay out the rest of the way, no matter what. Michael leaving the inside open. Here is Ritchie. That looked like massive net code that sent him around. Either that or that truck tank swapped out from underneath of him. But that will send him plummeted all the way to the tail of this field, as Schulte now giving James Lehman the business here into the S's. Trying to loosen up this 50 truck as Justin Michael is driven away from in front of him. Into the bus stop we go. Schulte pounding. James Lehman here for spot number 2. Tucks back into line. Hessling and Montebolt now into the top 5. Dakota Floyd back in 6th. Schulte having a big checkup there to keep it out of James Lehman.
Good bit of shuffling on this restart here.
clean outside of the Justin Ritchie incident. Looks like we did have a problem with Chris Braley as well here on this restart. We'll take a look at what happened to Ritchie. He's coming up the speed, down the hill, into one. Clean there. Oh, yeah, that was not netcode. That thing just it's overcooked there on the rear. Back up, Montalban, and Floyd awfully tight there. Montalban trying to hang on to 5th. Floyd is looking for a way through.
Floyd looking to get the position while he can. Oh, man. Floyd around the outside, gonna have the inside for the next corner if he can hang on to it.
Riding with Rod Mitten, who's got a great view of it here through the final turn. They're still side by side. About even Stevens there as Floyd got loose on corner exit, but he's got the preferred positioning here into one. Ryan Nardone is not too far behind either.
Montalban better on the brakes.
I think Floyd's got him now. A little bit too wide there for Montalban into the S's, and he will give up the 5th position now. Floyd is back into the top 5. Mr. Michael enjoying a 1 1/4 second lead over James Lehman. Lehman himself has been able to open up his gap back to Andrew Schulte. It's a bit of a role reversal now as Tyler Hessling is the one catching up to Andrew Schulte to challenge for 3rd. See if that trend continues. Scott Patton is up to 15th, now make it 14th as he's got past the U-Haul 052 of Brad Slagle. U-Haul truck anyway, it's got those colors.
Yep, I was told he had $20 left in his pocket to rent that truck for this weekend.
Well, he's got an extra 5 cents then. Good for him. Problems Jordan Nace. Looks like he's just had some sort of issue. He is slow and now he's dropped all the way back to the tail of the field. And look at this. We missed it. Tyler Hessling, though, just got through on Andrew Schulte. We'll take a look at it here right now, actually. Schulte got way loose there out of the final turn. Caught the pit wall on the right side down the front stretch. Into turn number 1. I'm showing that Schulte got back past here at some point. Not sure about that, though. So Hessling looking for a podium run here. As James Lehman now is inside 3/4 of a second to Justin Michael. And Michael elected to pit 2 laps before the stage to try and get this track position.
Lehman on the ragged edge trying to close this gap.
And Michael is driving it like he stole it as well. Oh, Trent Drum is around out of turn number 5, out of the carousel. So we'll move back up to Lehman on the charge here, up the S's. See how much he's able to close this gap into the bus stop. As you can see, oh man, that's so cool. Justin Michael kicking up the grass in front of him.
Pretty even through there.
7/10 of a second. Just to point out as well, you do not get an off-track penalty for using that sort of runoff that they use out of the carousel. So nobody, at least in that area, in danger of running up their scores, incurring a pass-through penalty. Now turn 1 and turn 6, you definitely can. And, most drivers are minding their P's and Q's there. Here's Dakota Floyd catching up to Andrew Schulte.
Floyd taking that much tighter line through one, getting up on the apron there.
I am wondering if Andrew Schultz perhaps took 2 tires there on that stop.
It's definitely a possibility. I know that in practice for the Venom race here a couple weeks ago, Luke Peterson and I were in deep discussion about whether 2 tires was worth it or not. So it is more than possible that some of these Max V guys could have gone for it.
Brett Slagle just had a problem into turn number 1. This is almost a rinse and repeat of what happened to him right before the stage came out as well. Good job by everybody to avoid it. He'll lose a couple more spots. Back up to Floyd's quest for 4th. Michael and Lehman still 7/10 of a second separated for the race lead. Be sure to jump to the battle for the front if that indeed changes.
Tell you what, Hessling here kind of sitting in the cat seat. In 3rd, he's able to see the cars ahead. He's able to see the cars behind in his mirror, but they aren't super close. I mean, that's really the ideal place to be for road course racing. You just run your race, run your laps, and put some good times down.
Let's move back the field for just a moment. Greg Mall trying to work over Nathan Carroll here to move into the top 10. To point out as well, Scott Patton is about 2 seconds behind this duo. So he's made his way back to 12th. We still don't know why he came down to pit road again after everybody had come down. Are we close to the fuel number here? Not quite sure. We do know we're expecting pit stops around lap 40 if these guys are going to split the final stage in half. Well, you talk about wheeling and dealing. Schulte and Floyd are driving the life out of these trucks. Just trying to think of a nice way to phrase that. Oh, Schulte loose.
Oh, Schulte's loose.
Way loose.
That's going to bring Floyd right up to the bumper through the S's up the hill. Dakota gets a good run. Could he make a look?
It's risky. Doesn't do it.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, look at the abuse these trucks take in the bus stop specifically. You don't use a ton of the curbing around here. Out of the carousel, but mainly through the bus stops, you are using all 4 of the curbs. Left, right. I guess it's right, left, right. Up front, it had ballooned up to a second. Now it is 4/10, just a few truck lengths between Lehman and Michael, as James is making another charge here for the front.
Yeah, definitely neck and neck. Last lap on lap times, Lehman was about half a second faster.
Greg Mall is through on Mike Milfelt to 9th. Scott Patton has gotten through Nathan Carroll. Carroll's fallen 3 spots since we last checked in on him. He's down to 12th. Back to Floyd and Schulte battling for 4th for now. We still got half a second between Lehman and Michael.
Two really close battles here inside the top 5.
Schulte hanging it out of the carousel. Scott Patton making a pass on Mike Milfeld for 10th. Go back up front now. James Lehman within our truck length of Justin Michael. Seems to be stronger on the back half of this course. Out of the carousel, down the backstretch, and through the final 2 turns. That's where he's been making his hay here the last couple of laps.
Good turn 1 from Lehman.
Ryan Nardone is down pit road from inside the top 10. That is 10 laps sooner than we thought we were going to see anybody pit, so maybe he had some kind of problem. Or maybe this race is about to get flipped on its head.
It's definitely possible. Either way you look at it, the undercut here is massive.
Yes.
Like 2.5, almost 3 seconds massive.
Well, you're right about Tyler Hesseling. It's all happening around him, and he just could not be bothered to be in a battle right now.
It's definitely the prime place to be. He's keeping track with your leaders as far as lap time goes.
I mean, if I were you, Brad, I would take the tires off the U-Haul. I mean, that's $20 for a set of tires. That's a pretty good deal. I think you make your money back.
I mean, that'll let you rent it for next week.
Lehman is going to have a go here. Into the bus stop. He'll have the opportunity at least. Michael, a little bit more of a defensive look into the bus stop, moving right sooner. Lehman elects not to pull the trigger there.
I think Lehman is well aware he's a tad bit faster through the final half of the lap.
And there's Floyd in front of Andrew Schulte. See if Schulte has any sort of answer here for the 57. Floyd is wide.
Wide.
These two. I mean, you can tell they're having an absolute blast, just wheeling and dealing here.
Schulte gonna look to the inside. Still side by side. Floyd a little bit better run, but Schulte has that inside line up the hill.
You want to try and keep your right side tires on that seam. If you go much further out than that, you're going to be in trouble. But Schulte takes that spot back into the S's where Floyd got it done last lap. Great stuff. Justin Michael may have survived the onslaught for now on James Lehman. He's back to 6/10 over his teammate. Matt Montalbot is lurking behind this battle for fourth. We'd love to give up here and mix it up inside the top 5.
Yeah, that's one of the best feelings is watching the two guys you're trying to chase start battling and watching that time come down even faster.
James Lehman's making his money down the backstretch and through turns 6 and 7. He closed up a 0.6 of a second gap down to just about a truck length and a half. And we go again. Oh, really loose there over the rumble strips out of turn number 1, and Michael's going to open up this gap once more. So we'll go back to Schulte and Floyd for the time being. Scott Patton as well, chasing down Rod Mitten at 8th. Good work by Scott. Patton Paint, as always, all the playoff driver, rather the chase driver, sported the red spoiler and special windshield banners. That's always great stuff from him. Really appreciate it.
Yep, everybody except Dakota Floyd.
Yeah. I don't think Floyd has changed anything about this truck since race 1.
I mean, at that point, the spoiler probably can't come off because of how much Gorilla Glue he's had to put on it.
Exactly. Oh, Schulte lost the rear end there. Floyd having to look to the outside as Schulte's got the right side covered off. Greg Mall is down pit road from near the top 5. We are still not to the mark that we thought we were going to hit. Maul is not the first driver down pit road. Patton is through on Rod Mitten now for 7th. And again, James Lehman closing back in on Justin Michael here. Just a couple of truck lengths. Schulte and Floyd still working each other over here for 4th. Lehman now to a quarter of a second. He's so loose out of the carousel, and that might hurt his bid here into turn 6. Hello to Chris Surgeon in the chat. Hope you're enjoying the vacation. Appreciate you hanging out with us here tonight. Hope to see you back on track soon. Oh, Lehman,
just Michael.
or Michael rather, yeah, locks it up into 1. Lehman.
That's going to make this run up the hill tight. Oh, but Lehman gets wide.
It was inching closer and closer. Got caught out there in that wake dead zone. Not getting any air to the front of that truck. Rod Mitten is in from the top 10. Little by little, this field is starting to trickle in earlier than we thought. We might be in for an interesting run to the finish here. We may not be done with pit stops after this cycle. We'll have to see. Really, if you're thinking in terms of tire life, not the worst idea in the world to split it in 2. If you can do it on a fuel run, boy, you're going to be doing yourself a lot of favors if you can hang on to that truck for a little bit longer. Michael's coming down pit road. All right, it's on.
It is on Michael with the undercut, knowing he had Lehman on the bumper. Surely Lehman's got to come in this next lap. Timing on the board from the fastest lap of the race being Lehman at a 1:12 even. Looks like the average lap is not quite 2 seconds off of that. So, I mean, 2 seconds of tire wear is quite a bit.
Yeah. It's a lot. Back in the lead, Hessling, Schulte, Floyd, Montalban now the top 5. We'll see if Lehman is coming this time. Or if he's going to stick it out for a couple more.
Looks like he's going to ride it out.
Justin Michael did come in 2 laps before the stage. So this would put him more in the window that we were expecting, honestly. We expected pit stops for most everybody that pit under the caution at lap 40, but that was not Justin Michael. So that one made a little bit more sense than what we've been seeing.
So after pitting from the lead, Justin Michael being about 34 seconds off of the leader, so definitely looking like he took all 4.
We'll wait to see how this lap time shakes out for Justin Michael and see how much quicker it is compared to everybody else out on track. Let's go to Ryan Nardone and Riley Laverne going at it here. This is for 12th. Nardone is through on the 90. Greg Mall, one of the early pitters on much fresher tires. Should not have much of a problem getting through Laverne as Matt Montalban is down pit road from P5.
Laverne gonna let Maul by into the bus stop.
That's good thinking.
Definitely don't want to get challenged through there.
Still, it's Schulte and Floyd, separated by truck length. After all this time.
Yep, had a little bit of back and forth earlier in the stint.
Just a bit. These two are racers, and especially for Andrew, who has not gotten to race with the Max Speed Boys all this much this season. He has got to be loving it. Even though he's not leading, he's still battling inside the top 5. Let's go to Floyd coming to pit road here.
Yeah, definitely
close
a good call for Floyd getting out from behind Schulte.
Yeah.
Maybe getting some clean air, lay some lap times down.
Last lap for Justin Michael, by the way, was a 1:12.28. And that's is not quite a full second faster than James Lehman, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah, Lehman now in clean air, turning about half a second faster lap times than he was being behind Michael.
So we'll see where. I think Floyd is going to stay ahead of Maul. But you're right, he's quite a bit down the road from where Justin Michael is here. James Lehman is down pit road.
This will be the true test.
Now what he's going to hope here is that Wally Terheimer does not get back ahead of him here on pit exit. Andrew Schulte, Tyler Hesseling both down this time as well. So we're about running it out here on lap 38. Lehman also going to get hung up here a bit behind Rob Haynes, who's just making his way off of pit road. And this will put Scott Patton now in the lead. And perhaps the master plan has started to reveal itself just a bit. Lehman is gonna end up being, I think, close to 4 seconds behind Justin Michael when he gets back up to speed.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get those cold tires fired up, so definitely going to be a little bit slower this first lap.
Let's ride here with Lehman as he tries to maximize his outlet, but not shock these tires and also, you know, not crash. Easier said than done for all three. Especially getting every single bit that you can get out of this truck when it is really not wanting to cooperate.
Yeah, and you can see how much he's back steering there coming out.
And really, I thought this gap would balloon a bit more by the end of this lap, but it is starting to come down. It was 3.3 seconds at the bus stop. It's already down to 3. So Lehman is immediately putting himself to work. As Scott Patton now goes 1 lap longer and is down pit road, so he will give up the lead. Maybe just wanted to lead a lap. Accomplished that.
Yep, lead a lap, get that extra point.
He should still cycle out inside the top 10. Let's see where.
After pit stops for Floyd and Schulte, Floyd now about a second ahead of Schulte, so able to leapfrog him under pit cycle.
Schulte, though, on lap fresher tires. Floyd. We'll see if this gap starts to come down. Scott Patton is out in 8th. Ryan Nardone is right behind him. But this should be Patton's opportunity to be able to pull away. He's got Greg Mall, who's on quite a bit older tires, in front of him. So we'll see if Patton can get this done for 7th here in the next lap or so. Oh, Patton long into the bus stop there, and is going to give the spot up now to Nardone. Remember, this is still Patton trying to get these tires up to temperature. So Missed the breaking point there just a bit. He's going to pay for it with a little bit of time. Oh, Andrew Schultz with a problem at turn number 6. He's around.
Oh. Lots of gravel kicked up onto the track.
He will only lose 1 spot, but I mean, he just lost 11 seconds to Dakota Floyd, so that battle is done and dusted. And you're right, that yellow and red debris flag will be on display out of turn 6 down, because we really haven't had anybody go out and come back. We had Will Kirk spin out that direction, but he just towed back to the pits, so he didn't drag any debris back onto the racing surface.
Dakota Floyd now looking to get around Wally Turheimer in 18th position.
Floyd only a second and a half behind Tyler Hessling here, so now that he's been able to focus forward, he's been able to put down some good lap times and reel in this 43 just a bit. Floyd said himself he was looking forward to Watkins Glen here tonight. I mean, hard to gauge somebody that's that good, how they're going to feel about a race here tonight, but I would imagine if he's not on the podium at the end of the night, he might be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, Floyd definitely has the pace when it comes to road courses as well. Hessling, though, such a great road course racer.
And Hessling as well, I mean, he was in a podium position late at IRP. He fell from 3rd down to 8th by the end of that race, so he had to be awfully disappointed with how that one sort of got away from him there at the end. So certainly more than capable to come away with this podium here tonight, but from the looks of it, Floyd continuing to close. Hessling is going to have to work for it. Speaking of closing, James Lehman now inside of a second to Justin Michael.
Yeah, back where we were before. 4-lap fresher tires for Lehman, though.
Almost a complete rerun here. Lehman will be hoping to change it a little bit, though, and actually make the pass for the lead. Riley Laverne is down pit road, and Scott Patton is closed in on Greg Mall inside of a truck length now. He'll be looking to dispatch the reigning series champion here down the backstretch. And he has done just that. So move Patton now to 7th. 2 1/4 seconds to catch up to Andrew Schultz. If he can get that done, that'll be for 6th. Half a second now, Lehman and Michael. Lehman, you don't want to get trapped here like you did last time. You want to pop this bubble right away and make this pass stick. Because the longer you just sit here in this little window behind Justin Michael, the more you're going to use your stuff up.
And it goes fast.
Yeah, I mean, some would argue you don't need a driver right in front of you for it to go away pretty quickly. It certainly does not help, though. Lehman will be looking to make quick work here in the 87. Justin Michael will be looking to do the opposite. Keep Lehman back here for as long as possible. These guys have nothing to worry about behind. They are 12 seconds clear on Hessler.
Lehman a little bit tighter through 1, gonna pick up a little bit of time. Up the hill and on the bumper. Michael a little bit quicker through the beginning of this lap as they head to the bus stop.
Opening sector has been where Michael has come to play. They're about even through the bus stop, and then Lehman comes to life through and out of the carousel. That's the way it's been for most of this race after the stage break. But Lehman, 2 truck lengths behind, looking to continue to close up here.
Here is the closing.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
See who can get the power down the best. Lehman with a run now. All the way against the inside wall. Michael gonna look to defend. Michael able to hold him off through one. Gonna cover the inside.
Lehman is searching. Looking to exploit any weakness that Justin Michael has. Oh. Off the rumble strips there, and it got him loose. Trying to peek just an inch here and an inch there. Either direction of Justin Michael will put you in some weird spots. Problems for Matt Montalbald. He has crashed, and Scott Patton is down pit road. What is going on?
Montalbald gonna tow back to the pits.
So that will free up a spot inside the top 10. Patton with just a 5-second stop, a splash and go. Now a lap truck ahead of Justin Michael and James Lehman, and that didn't last very long as Rob Haynes is down pit road. We'll take a look at the Montalbald incident here as soon as we get an opportunity. It looks like Mike Milfelt may have been involved in it as well. Oh, Michael moving down to the inside here. Got a little bit loose out of one. And Lehman now is through. Around the outside into the first S. That is a bold way to pull it off, but he had no choice. Michael going to fight back to the inside of the bus stop here. Lehman drives it deep, able to make the pass for the lead stick. Greg Mall and Justin Ritchie now down pit road. We'll take a look at what happened to Matt Montalbald here. That is just out of the first turn, and he stuffs it into the barriers on the inside of turn number 1. Back to Mike Milfelt. Side of the final turn. Rod Minton is loose in front of him, and Milfelt just a nice lazy rear end coming out from underneath the 155 there.
It happens all too quick.
So Patton is back on the road. He's in 9th. Very peculiar. I don't know what to make of it. We won't know unless the other dominoes inside the top 5 and top 10 start to fall here. 16 laps to go. I mean, there's plenty of time for development here. I think the big development right now is Justin Michael. Now that he's in some dirty air, he is not looking very steady. His truck looks really, really loose. He is on older tires compared to Lehman and really everybody else.
A little bit further back the road, Dakota Floyd now within a second on Tyler Hessling for that last podium spot. Pretty spaced out through the field.
That'll happen. It's a long, long race. 150 miles. They usually measure the races here in kilometers. So I mean, we're over half the cup distance for a race here at the Glen tonight. Long night. I cannot believe, as Ryan Nardone has come down pit road, I cannot believe that I forgot that ASRL is at Willow Springs next Wednesday night. That's one of my favorite tracks. So, apologies to Big Willow.
We're going to have to get together this week and teach me a thing or two then.
Okay. I'm going to teach you how to take the kick me sign off the back of your vehicle after the week that you've had. And that's all I'll say about that.
It has been one for sure.
Yeah. Floyd
James
is-
Lehman now.
Oh, yeah, go
1.5 second lead.
Justin Michaels found his groove a little bit. A couple of lap trucks still kind of hanging around on fresher tires. The air's a little bit cleaner in front of him. A little less wake wash.
Next truck up the road for Lehman is going to be Greg Mall in 10th. So we are up to lapping the top 10.
Yeah, there's so many varying strategies all around here, and we don't know if Lehman or Michael or anybody else is going to come down pit road, or if they have to come down pit road here in the closing 13 laps at the stripe here. Really not sure what to make of the strategy games that are being played here. All I know is that James Lehman is damn fast.
I believe the next closest on-track battle is going to be Rob Mitten and Nathan Carroll for that 6th spot. About half a second for them.
And then we got Scott Patton with a little bit fresher tires closing back in on them as well, but Patton's still like 3 seconds-ish behind. Got a ways to go. I think Mitten is starting to pull away from Carroll as Carroll is coming down pit road. It was a little sketchy. Hopefully he made it down to pit road speed. So go back up the road now as Floyd's starting to apply this pressure once again inside of that half a second buffer. Little twitch of oversteer out of the carousel. As here comes Justin Michael down pit road. This will start to turn some heads.
Yeah, so this is about the point when a 2-tire strategy might pay a little dividend.
We'll follow Justin Michael here as he comes down pit road. This is going to be very, very interesting. Into his box. That's going to be 4. He takes them all. Back to Floyd now as he is all over Hessling here for provisional podium. When it all cycles out, it's for 2nd currently. Justin Michael will factor into the mix there.
Michael out in 5th. About 7 seconds back from Schulte.
And he is about 16 seconds ahead of Rob Mitten, so he's got nothing to worry about from behind. Floyd again, just getting to that truck length and cannot find a way through on Hessling. Certainly the intimidate button is on. He's trying to make Hessling make a mistake here, but Tyler's been doing a great job here tonight.
Yeah, very consistent. Been riding in this 3rd spot for quite some time.
Rod Mitten is down pit road. And here comes Dakota Floyd now. So he'll try and undercut Hessling and move himself up onto the podium. With 10 laps to go. Last lap for Justin Michael, a 1:12.62. Compare that to a 1:13.51 for James Lehman, 9/10 of a second quicker. And Dakota Floyd, 2 tires, out in 7 seconds.
Yep, so definitely playing the strategy game here, trying to make up the time.
I don't think he's got a shot at the win, but that will certainly put him well ahead of Hessling if Hessling cannot answer the call. And Tyler's coming down pit road this time, so we'll see if he's going to go for 2. I'll say if he does go for 4, he'll have 9 laps to pull off the comeback with only a 1-lap undercut. He might be able to do it. It's going to require some rock-solid laps, but I think he's capable of it. But we'll see if he just tries to answer the call with a 2-tire stop regardless.
There goes Schulte. There goes Michael.
I don't know if Hessling took tires at all.
Splash and go.
6 seconds, and Hessling's away. Couldn't quite tell if the left side came up on the 43 or not, but he's back out ahead of Dakota Floyd.
It did not, in fact.
Wow.
So, no tires for Hessling.
He came to play. And now Floyd very well may have not taken tires either. They only had about 7/10 of a second between their 2 pit times. Watching Floyd close up here. He's got something. He's applying the pressure here right off the rip. One driver whose name we have not said here tonight, not necessarily a bad thing. He's inside the top 15. Joshua Fracker just came down pit road. Really aren't a whole...
Andrew Schulte. It's 3 wide.
Oh, boy. That's Laverne,
Oh.
Turheimer.
Jack Watts.
Yeah, Jack Watts. It was either Watts or Billy Bumgardner. Either of whose name we've really called out here at all tonight. Billy Bumgardner is out in the 16th position, sporting a new wrap on the 5. There's Jack Watts, podium finisher last week, currently running in 13th. There's a couple of chase drivers. Not seeing a ton of action here tonight. We'll go back up to Hessling and Floyd now as they continue to battle for what will be provisional podium, assuming that Andrew Schulte does make another pit stop here. I think he'll be close on fuel, but I guess there's no guarantee at this point that he will.
Floyd still on the bumper of that 43 Hessling.
Still see some of the dirt grass getting kicked up, not just in the bus stop, but before it as well. Justin Michael about to make a heads-up pass here on Andrew Schulte. He's got him inside of a second now.
Inside of a second with a truck in between them. Laverne gonna move out the way and let Michael by.
running in 12th. It's a solid night for the 90 thus far. Michael continues to try and reel in Andrew Schulte. They go back up to Dakota Floyd and Tyler Hessel. With 5 laps to go, Lehman across the stripe. Let's see if Lehman's got the gas. He might just run this one out. He's got 38 seconds back to Schulte and Michael.
Yeah, even if he does have to pit, he could probably take all 4 and still make it.
Yeah, time on pit road for a gas and go is about 30 seconds, so he'd have a little bit of time to spare as long as he executed on it. This battle getting bottled up behind Wally Turheimer. Hessling loose. As Justin Michael just made that pass on Andrew Schulte into turn number 1. Floyd is looking to the right, avoiding near contact there. Tyler hangs on to 4th for now. And James Lehman is coming down pit road. This is going to be close.
So Lehman running it out long, Michael with the undercut. And Schulte there in 3rd, still on the same pit strategy as Lehman.
Gas and go. Out in 5.6 seconds. Total time on pit road is 36. And he had 38 to spare. I think he's got it. He is still going to be, I mean, damn near 8 seconds clear on Justin Michael. That was well executed.
Yep, very good pit stop. Looking at Andrew Schulte now as one of the last inside the lead lap who has not yet come in.
Hessling's got some separation now back to Dakota Floyd as much as he's had in the last 10 laps anyway, 3/4 of a second. If Schulte does have to come down and pit, this will put Hessling and Floyd back on the podium. Or back in battling for a podium position anyway.
Oh, it's Hessling very loose. All 4 tires in the grass coming off. Lloyd right on the bumper now. Looking at 3 to go. Floyd gonna have to make something happen here. I know he wants this last spot.
Absolutely.
That being said, still watching Schulte. He can, loose through the bus stop. And he's got that truck killed.
I was going to say, I'm hearing somebody cutting it out, and it makes sense that it would be Schulte. That's how tight it is. Well, Hessling got a little loose there out of the carousel. Floyd, I don't think is going to quite be close enough to capitalize here to 6. Takes a gander there to the right. 2 to go. Nothing changing up front. James Lehman still in front by 7 seconds. He has played this beautifully. He just has to hope that he can keep it on the tarmac here for another 5 miles. Schulte's hoping the same. He hopes that he has enough in the tank here to hold on for a podium. Hessling and Floyd are going to battle.
Schulte is killing that truck under every braking zone.
Times are coming down massively here for Schulte. That was a 4-second gap, now down to 2.5.
Jack Watson out lap truck in front of 4th and 5th place.
Oh, Hessling is way wide. Floyd again might have a look as the white flag is out. James Lehman across the stripe. Nothing happening for Hessling. That is not an electric vehicle. Andrew Schulte with no gas left in the tank.
Come in.
So that promotes Hessling back onto the podium.
That's going to make Floyd fight even harder this final lap. He wants that podium.
Very well could. He's got it in sight. Schulte will still come away with the top 10 if he comes back down the pit exit lane, and he does. So Schulte comes out in 6th. We'll jump back to this battle here in a second, but he's through the final 2 turns, and he's headed down the front straightaway. James Lehman will finally get a road course victory in the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Lehman takes chase round 2 at the Glen. Justin Michael will bring it home in 2nd. And here we are side by side for 3rd. Floyd to the inside, a little contact. Hessling around the outside with the momentum is going to hang on for the bronze. Man, oh man. Good stuff. Marked that one a little bit late, but we'll back it up here and take a look at those final couple of turns. Knew Floyd was going to try something. Hessling just laid on the power there. Floyd is giving it all he's got to the inside, into the door. That was a perfectly measured door-to-door contact there. Not enough to jeopardize either of them. You might as well give it a shot. Well defended by Hessling. As here is the man. He's the man tonight, James Lehman. What a show. What a performance. And he's finally going to win it here at the Glen. Had the speed to do it last year. And it fell away from him late. But he is taking it in here. Win number 3 of his career here in the series that he admins for. And it's his 2nd of 2025. Won at Homestead in a thriller earlier this season. He's going to do it again here tonight. Well, you certainly could call it the highlighter truck here tonight. It did have quite a few highlights. He's been burning it down so long, all the other drivers and pit crews have left already. They've already packed up their crash carts and gone home. But this is the show the fans came and stayed for. And that motor is giving up. It's somewhere in the process, there we go, of passing away. And it has done just that.
Need to contact his motor builder.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the full finishing rundown here after a fantastic night of racing at Watkins Glen. It will be James Lehman with the win. Justin Michael will finish in the second position, and Tyler Hessling will come home in third, and we will talk to these three gentlemen here momentarily. It is fourth for Dakota Floyd, fifth for Scott Patton. Sixth place finish for Greg Mall, Andrew Schultz trying to hang on to the fuel there late, but we'll bring it home in seventh. Justin Ritchie, after all that, will come home in eighth. Ryan Nardone in ninth, and Nathan Carroll will bring it home in P10. 11th for Rod Netton, Riley Laverne in 12th, Jack Watson 13th, Rob Haynes at 14th, Joshua Fracker in the 15th position, and 16th for Billy Bumgarner, Wally Turheimer in 17th. 18th for Matt Monsabalt is the first of the DNFs here tonight. Mike Milfelt there in P19, Chris Braley at 20th. 21st for Brad Slagle, Jordan Neese, 22nd, Trent Drummond, 23rd, and then very early retirements here for these drivers. Heath Smith in 24th, Matt Sisler in 25th, Matt Rodolasso in 26th, Chris Voiles 27th, Will Kirk, and Michael Van, the 29 drivers that gave it the old college try here tonight at Watkins Glen. So we will go in search now, as apparently I'm in the wrong Discord for the second time here today. But it's great to get to talk to this gentleman here tonight, as he's really been on quite the warpath here the last couple of weeks. It's Tyler Hessling up in booth 200, and welcome up, partner. Congrats on the podium here tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was good, good racing.
Certainly was. I mean, for a while there in this race, you were kind of riding out there by yourself. Maybe looking to cruise to just sort of a ho-hum podium, but Dakota Floyd there at the end made you work for it there for the better part of 10 laps or so.
Yeah, it was good there for a bit, and I was just kind of following along with James's strategy, and went into pit. Dakota pitted a lap before me, pitted after him, and came out right in front of him, and then he was in my mirror the whole last 10 laps. So yeah, it was good racing, pretty stressful, but glad to come home with the P3.
Definitely stressful, I would imagine. Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium. I mean, watching you earlier this season at Lime Rock and now here tonight at the Glen, putting in some great performances. What is it about road courses that just click for you?
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of, I started off as a road course guy, and then kind of moved into doing some oval racing. So now doing truck league, and road courses come about, and it clicks. It's there. So yeah, something about it.
Well, it was great stuff here tonight. Also a good run last week at IRP. I don't think quite got the finish that you deserved there. But regardless, you've been lighting it up here the last few weeks. Glad to get to talk to you at the end of the night here. And let's get some shout-outs in before we let you go.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Want to shout out Team 53. Shout out my parents and Ryan Nardone Designs for the good liveries. So, yeah, appreciate them all.
Well, thanks for the time here tonight, partner. Congrats on the podium, and we'll hope to talk to you again here soon.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Now a driver, no stranger to booth 200. It is Justin Michael up here once again. It's been a couple of weeks. Great to get to talk to you. Congrats on the second place here tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. That was a hard-fought one, too, I think.
I was going to say +3 on the score sheet, but that does not tell the story. I mean, you had to hustle your way through the field there, playing the strategy game all night long, and wind up with the P2 here.
Yeah, and James put up a heck of a fight there when we were around each other, man. I need to take a shower after this one, man. I was sweating all night long, just wheeling that truck around that track.
I mean, talk about having to play defense here, especially during an update week. A couple things changed on this truck. The track refreshes, tire models. I mean, a lot to factor in here. But, I mean, you kept James behind you there for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Road course is a little easier to keep somebody behind you. It does slow you down though. But I'm not sure if anything changed for this track or not. The setup felt the same as it always has. Otherwise, I'm not sure what changed with the truck except for the digital dash. But no, it was a really good race, and but yeah, it was definitely strategy all the way. I don't think without pitting before the stage, I would have ever got up to second. I think I would have maybe got a top 5, but that would have been it.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the P2 and being back up here with us. You mentioned it a little bit. Your pit before the stage. I mean, was that a planned thing from the start of the race, or is that kind of a off the whim? Let's try something.
Well, I had a goal. If I would have hit 5th place, I wouldn't have did it. If I didn't hit 5th place, I think I was in 6th. So I kept what I was gonna do. So I went ahead and pitted and gave up a few stage points. But like I said, I think I gained more in the end.
Definitely, I would agree. That's what a wild night here. It's Watkins Glen. All up and down the score sheet here tonight, but we'll bring it home in P2. Congrats on a strong run here tonight, and let's get some shout-outs in.
Yeah, same as always, man. You guys for calling a great race, James for putting a leg, and everybody out there watching. So Wally wanted us to give a shout-out to her, to his mom, Martha. So if she's still watching, we appreciate her watching all the time and being a big fan. So make sure James does that too. So, but yeah, we always enjoy having her. So. But we'll hopefully see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Shout out to Martha Turheimer, and shout out to you. Thanks for the time here tonight, and we'll hope to talk to you in Richmond.
Thanks, guys.
Now to the man of the hour, third time in his Manx V truck career. It is James Lehman on the top step, and he does it tonight on the road course. A long-awaited P1 here on the left and rights. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
Well, I mean, there was no doubt who the man to beat here tonight was. It was you. You were fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. But, boy, you had to work for it there when Justin Michael magicked his way in front of you.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely made it challenging, that's for sure, trying to get past him. Something I learned a long time ago when being in dirty air with these trucks, it makes it very difficult to pass for some reason. I don't know what it is, but once you're behind somebody, it's kind of hard to pass until they make a mistake.
I was going to say, how do you manage to overcome? Because you did a good job keeping yourself within striking distance for, 15 laps or so. I mean, that's got to be as mentally taxing on you as it is on Justin Michael having to watch you in his rear view that whole time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You want to be close enough to be in striking distance and put pressure on the person in front of you, but then also not be too close to where if they make a big enough mistake, you don't just run them over. It is a challenge here at this track.
Well, Joshua, what you got for your race winner?
Man, congrats on the win. It was definitely a masterclass, like any other. Talking a little bit about strategy here, Justin Michael having to come through the field. We saw Andrew Schulte doing a little bit of clutching in and killing the truck into the braking zones and stuff. Was making it to the end on fuel ever an option to keep that huge gap that you had, or was this always the plan to come in and take a little splash and go?
It did cross my mind, especially there the stage break where Scott went down right when we went to one to go to get a little bit topped off on fuel. I debated on doing that. I honestly thought he would have had it because I was only 2 gallons short, so I'm pretty sure I would have been able to get an extra gallon there and then save a gallon over the 2 runs. So, but once I realized that I was going to be 2 gallons short, I just said screw it and just pushed it. Try to build big enough lead as I could. That way I wouldn't get screwed over if somebody did save fuel.
Well, you certainly did just that. You had plenty of time to play with there at the end of the race. Man, what a night for you. Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane for the second time here this season, and we'll get some shout-outs in before we let you go.
Thank you guys, of course. You guys always do an amazing job. Love watching you guys' broadcast. And thank you to everybody that showed out tonight, and looking forward to another one of my favorite tracks at Richmond next week.
To say you're a bit partial to where we're headed next week, I would imagine.
That's my sweet spot. That's for sure. I'm pretty sure me and Greg will put on a show there.
That's not going to be Fasty Fast Racy Race 2, is it?
No, that one's going to be a little slick. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Well, go celebrate this one. Go party hard. Congrats on the win. We'll talk to you in Richmond.
Later.
As I lost track of where it was. There we go. We'll move James out. And that's a wrap on the Glen here tonight, partner. That's, it was a bit longer, but there was always something going on out on track, and that's why we love Watkins Glen.
Yeah, definitely. Really enjoyed it a lot better from this seat in the house than down there in a truck. Great racing, good battles. Road courses, sometimes they can stagnate out because it is so hard to pass, but these guys here, Max V, just such another league of drivers. They never fall short to make it entertaining and put on some good TV.
Certainly so. We are definitely looking forward to Richmond next week. In the meantime, let's thank the folks that were hanging out with us here tonight. Of course, shout out to the Moticheks as always. Hello to Banley. Hello to Robin. Thank you to Michelle Kirk and Charlie Widener for hopping in the stream early. Parker Donaldson, as always, for cheering on Nathan Carroll, who got himself a top 10 here tonight. Brad Slagle, unfortunately, was here early. So was Mike Milfelt. And appreciate Chris Surgeon for hanging out with us on vacation as well. Thank you to anybody else that was here tonight and didn't hop in the chat throughout the course of the evening. We appreciate you as well. Yes, thank you to the Turheimer gang, as always, whether you commented or not. We appreciate you hanging out with us here on a Thursday night. And we'll get Wally back up here soon, don't you worry. What we got on tap here for the next week, it is Monday night. Circuit Villeneuve for the Go Squadron from the Super Series, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Willow Springs, Wednesday night for the SRL Sports Car Championship, presented by Purple Haze Autosport, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. And next week's Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series race from Richmond, the halfway point of the chase. We're short track racing. It's going to be a blast. We'll look forward to that one at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you to CNC Home Designs for their continued support of the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Looking forward to having them the rest of the way in 2025. And thank you to the Max V admin team for everything they do as well. Thank you to Patent Paints. And thank you to Mr. Joshua Motichek as well for hanging out with us in the booth as always. That's all we got for here tonight. Until we meet again, from Watkins Glen International, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to James Lehman, your winner tonight at the Glen in round number 2 of the chase. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.